Kamala Harris, born on October 20th, 1964, in Oakland, California, is the first female, Black, and South Asian Vice President of the United States. Her background is rich and diverse, shaped by a blend of cultures and commitment to civil rights. Her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, was an Indian-born breast cancer researcher, while her father, Donald Harris, is a Jamaican-born economist. Kamala and her sister, Maya, grew up with a strong sense of justice and the belief that they could impact the world positively. Kamala attended Howard University, one of the nation's most prestigious historically Black universities, where she majored in political science and economics. She later earned her law degree from the University of California, Hastings. Her early career included working as a prosecutor, where she built a reputation as a tough but fair attorney. In 2003, she became the District Attorney of San Francisco, focusing on criminal justice reform and innovative programs, including initiatives to reduce recidivism. In 2010, Harris became California's Attorney General, the first Black and South Asian woman to hold the position. She prioritized consumer rights, addressing issues like foreclosure abuse, and fought for marriage equality, refusing to defend Proposition 8, which banned same-sex marriage in California. She also established Open Justice, an initiative to increase transparency in law enforcement data. Kamala's growing national prominence led to her successful bid for the U.S. Senate in 2016. During her term, she gained a reputation for her incisive questioning of witnesses in Senate hearings, particularly around issues of immigration, health care, and justice reform. Her questioning during the confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh and Jeff Sessions drew widespread attention. In January 2019, Harris launched her campaign for the presidency, emphasizing themes of justice and unity. While she suspended her campaign later that year, she remained an influential figure, eventually chosen by Joe Biden as his running mate. Her selection as the vice presidential nominee broke multiple barriers, as she became the first Black woman and the first person of South Asian descent on a major party's presidential ticket. In 2020, Biden and Harris won the election, and on January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris was sworn in as vice president. She has focused on issues such as voting rights, immigration reform, and climate action. Her role has expanded the perception of what is possible in American politics, inspiring new generations of leaders. Kamala Devi Harris's life story is one of resilience, advocacy, and firsts, making her one of the most groundbreaking figures in American politics. Her journey is deeply influenced by her family's diverse cultural background and their shared values of social justice. Early life and family influence. Kamala was born in Oakland, California, in 1964, during a period of intense social change and civil rights movements. Her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, came from Chennai, India, to the U.S. to study endocrinology and was a renowned breast cancer researcher. Shyamala was passionate about civil rights and often brought young Kamala to protests. Kamala's father, Donald Harris, an immigrant from Jamaica, was a respected economics professor at Stanford University. Kamala's parents separated when she was young, and she and her sister, Maya, were raised predominantly by their mother, who emphasized a dual sense of cultural pride, honoring both their Indian heritage and African American identity. Education and early career. Kamala attended Howard University in Washington, D.C., a significant experience that grounded her in the Black American community and exposed her to a legacy of Black activism and leadership. She graduated with a degree in political science and economics. Afterward, she attended the University of California, Hastings College of the Law, where she earned her Juris Doctor. Her law career began in the Alameda County District Attorney's Office, where she specialized in prosecuting sexual assault cases. Her focus on protecting vulnerable populations continued throughout her career. Kamala then joined the San Francisco District Attorney's Office and later served as chief of the Community and Neighborhood Division in the San Francisco City Attorney's Office, where she handled cases related to domestic violence and child exploitation. District Attorney and Attorney General of California. In 2003, Harris won a tight race to become the district attorney of San Francisco, making her the first Black woman to hold the position in California. She introduced various programs to reform the criminal justice system, including the Back on Track initiative, aimed at preventing first-time drug offenders from re-entering the system by providing them with resources for job training and education. This program became a national model for reducing recidivism. Harris was elected as California's Attorney General in 2010, once again breaking racial and gender barriers. Her tenure was marked by bold moves, including a landmark $25 billion settlement for California homeowners affected by the foreclosure crisis during the Great Recession. Harris advocated for transparency in law enforcement by launching the Open Justice Initiative, which made criminal justice data publicly accessible. Her stance on issues such as criminal justice reform, marriage equality, and environmental protections established her as a progressive leader. U.S. Senate career. In 2016, Harris won a seat in the U.S. Senate, representing California. She was only the second Black woman to serve in the Senate. Known for her powerful presence during Senate hearings, she became a household name through her sharp questioning and advocacy for marginalized groups. Her work in the Senate included pushing for reforms on immigration policies, climate action, and equal rights. Harris co-sponsored the Green New Deal, sought to expand Medicare, and fought to defend DACA, the program protecting undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children. Presidential campaign and vice presidency. In January 2019, Kamala Harris launched her campaign for the presidency. Her platform, built around themes of justice, equality, and truth, resonated with many, though she faced challenges that ultimately led her to suspend her campaign in December 2019. Her profile, however, continued to rise, and in August 2020, Joe Biden selected her as his running mate in the presidential election. As Biden's running mate, Harris continued to advocate for policies that addressed racial inequality, economic recovery, and public health, especially as the country grappled with the COVID-19 pandemic. The Biden-Harris ticket won the election in November 2020, and Kamala made history on January 20, 2021, when she was sworn in as the Vice President of the United States, becoming the first woman, the first Black person, and the first person of South Asian descent to hold the office. Vice Presidency and Legacy. As Vice President, Kamala Harris has taken on various critical roles, including addressing migration from Central America, promoting voting rights, and working on climate initiatives. She has chaired the National Space Council, focusing on issues from space exploration to STEM education. Harris has also championed voting rights legislation, addressing systemic barriers to voting that disproportionately affect communities of color. Her position as vice president has not only transformed the role for future leaders, but also serves as an inspiration for countless young people worldwide. Harris's trailblazing journey reaffirms her lifelong message: you may be the first, but make sure you're not the last. Her story reflects a life dedicated to breaking down barriers and advocating for justice and equity across communities.